and thank you for tuning in to this segment of Now in ENC. I'm Victoria Holmes here in the digital studio, and today I have Chris Lunyon here with me. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing pretty well. So let me let you in on a little secret. So the reason one of my little tics that I always do is I always ask our guests to introduce themselves. Sometimes because I don't know how to say last names, and so I think I got this one right. Chris Lunyon, is that right?
That's correct.
So Chris, go ahead and so tell our audience who you are, and then we'll get into an event that's happening in September.
Sure. My name is Chris Lunyon. I'm the owner of Fleet Feet here in Greenville. My wife and I own the store. Fleet Feet is a run specialty store. We opened up October of 2017. My wife and I both went to East Carolina University. We call Greenville home now. So if you ever come into a Fleet Feet store, what usually happens is we sit down with you, we analyze your feet, provide personalized recommendations for footwear, whether you're a runner, someone staying on your feet all day at the hospital, or just looking for general comfort as you're just walking around. We do that through some technology, state-of-the-art technology where we scan your feet on a 3D foot scanner called Fit ID, and then we watch you walk across a pressure plate system. And both of those systems give us data to analyze your feet and then recommend what kind of footwear would be good for you. We sell all the popular brands in our store, such as Hoka, Brooks, On Running, Saucony, Asics, pretty much you name it, we have it. And then other things that we do, of course, is we host events about once a month, and most of our events are geared towards community giving. So we always try to pick a community partner once a month where we raise awareness for that charity or nonprofit, whatever, and then we donate a portion of our sales to that local nonprofit.
And so we have an event coming up in September. It's a 5K. Can you tell us a little bit more about that event and who's going to benefit from it?
Sure thing. So the event in September is called the Pirate Radio $5 5K. We partnered up with Pirate Radio a couple years ago and started this concept. The idea is we picked a couple home games a couple years ago and we launched a 5K before the game. This year we just decided to choose one game. It so happens to be September 25th, the date of the Gold Out game here at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. The idea is you come at 8 o'clock. It's $5 to sign up. If you want a shirt, you get it's an additional $5. All the money that we're raising through sponsorships, so if you want to sponsor, just email me and let me know, or through signups, all the money goes to Robbie's Clubhouse here locally in Greenville.
And so what is Rodney's Clubhouse?
Robbie's Clubhouse is a concept started by a father. His name's Robert. He also owns Sparky Snowball, so you might see his set up every now and then at Town Common. But his son, Robbie, is mentally challenged, and he's trying to start a center to where kids can come together in that environment and just be with each other and just learn safely and have fun.
Mm-hmm. So for when it comes to these 5Ks and these types of events, I know that you usually post them on Facebook, and that's where I found a previous event, this next upcoming event. Excuse me. Do y'all do any other activities besides the once a month community events? Do y'all do? I think I saw a post about some runs, like a brew run or something like that.
So every Monday and Wednesday we have the concept called a pub run. Basically, it's a non-social, non-time, non-compete, non-time, non-compete social event where we meet on Monday at 6:15 with our friends down at Emporium down on Dickinson Avenue. And then on Wednesday, we meet at 6:15 as well at Uptown Brewing. Each location, we have a 3-mile option or a 5-mile option, as well as a 1-mile walk option. So wherever you are in your journey, you can always join us. The idea, again, it's you have fun, go for a run, meet new friends, hang out for a drink afterwards. We've seen pretty cool things happen through those events, whether it sparks up conversations for us to have an idea to do an event like we did last month at Emporium called the Beer Mile, where all the money that we raised, a little over $3,000 that we raised to the Ronald McDonald House. Social events, all that stuff can be found, like I said, on Facebook. Fleet Feet Greenville, North Carolina, as well as our website, fleetfeetgreenvillenc.com.
And I'll be sure to post all those links in the article that's attached to this video. Are you a beer person? Do you have like a specific type of beer that you're just crazy about?
I used to be an IPA person. I feel like I drink IPAs a lot, but during the summer months, I kind of lean towards the sours. I just feel like they're a little more refreshing post-run, a little more easy, you know?
I can't imagine drinking a beer right before or after any type of run. But I mean, if it's a social event, and I feel like for the summers, it's actually kind of perfect because you can kind of have fun and people are maybe a little bit more loose because work might not necessarily be as hectic.
Yeah.
So that's I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a pretty awesome concept. I'm not a beer person, but I always like the fruity kind of beers. I know our anchor, Ken Watlington, he just did a whole series about breweries in the East, so that's also kind of interesting. I learned a lot about breweries. Emporium is a big deal here in Greenville, and I imagine it might get kind of busy now with ECU back.
I think my favorite thing about Emporium, to give them a good plug, because my buddy owns it, is if you're not a beer person or trying to get into it, you can they have 50 taps on the wall and you can experience different flavors. So yeah, kudos to those guys there.
And so I just want to go ahead and wrap up this interview. This will be my last question for you. But when it comes to the 5K runs and the charity events that y'all do, what is your favorite part of it? Because I know when I talk to a lot of people who are involved in charities, they feel a sense of community. Do you have that same feeling, or what do you get out of it?
Yeah, I've been blessed and fortunate enough to own a business that is straight up my passion and hobby, which is running. I actually started working in a running store, and I was not even a runner. But what drove me to want to start a career in running was the community concept. A couple of our core values in our store is we run together. So that means no matter who you are, where you are, what you identify with, you're always welcome to join our events. And another core value of ours is we empower our community, and we're just lucky enough to do that through running. And the last core value of ours is we value the act of giving. So one of my favorite ways, one of my love languages is just giving, whether it's gifts. So last year in 2020, when most companies kind of went to like watching out for their expenses, we actually doubled up on ours and we started giving more to the community. Last year in 2020, we donated over about $20,000 to local charities through running events or what have you. And I think in doing so, we were blessed to earn a recognition of top 50 best running store in the country because of our community involvement. So we're well on pace this year to donate probably over $30,000 in cash to local charities. And like I said, that's a love language of mine, and it just makes me feel happy that I get to use a passion of mine as well as running. And the running community here in Greenville is growing and growing. And the best part about Greenville is everyone supports each other. I always tell people about Greenville, it's small town feel with a lot of people in it, and everyone has big hearts here. So the running community has always come together, raising money for local charities, and at the same time, we always have fun doing it.
I totally agree with you on that sentiment that the community here in Greenville is very welcoming. When I first moved here about a year ago, I had never been in North Carolina. I had never visited or even heard of Greenville until I was applying for jobs in this area, to be honest. But even my parents, as soon as we moved over here, it was like my parents were like, I feel so glad that you're moving here during a time like this because everyone is just so nice and amazing. So totally agree with that sentiment. Thank you, Chris, for joining me on this edition of Now in ENC. And again, the information about the events and the Facebook page will be attached to the article that's attached to this video. And I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, thanks for thinking about us. Take care.
Of course.